is a document obtained by Mug Club Undercover, shows that the figure is much higher.
Wow.
Dylan Mulvaney was paid. There was one deposit there of $185,000 paid by Bud Light. $185,000. Yes, another man being paid more than WNBA star players. Bud Light, they lied to you. We have the pay stubs, and Captivate is the company that's involved with this. So we have a source from a company that's intimately involved with the Dylan Mulvaney Bud Light can, who reached out to Mug Club Undercover, provided us with some never-before-seen documents. Again, you can send yours, lwctips@protonmail.com. We will always protect our sources. Just a refresher, so you can understand the relevancy here. Dylan Mulvaney, Bud Light, resulted basically from this video as far as where it started.
This month, I celebrated my day 365 of womanhood, and Bud Light sent me possibly the best gift ever, a can with my face on it.
Okay. So I don't know if that's the best gift ever. Like I would say like love, the gift of children. Maybe like a water slide from your bedroom down to your pool would be really cool.
PS5?
PS5. Or a can with your freaky face, I guess. So InBev, right, the parent company, their stock is still down 8% in market cap. That's $11 billion. They had a total loss of around $400 million in revenue.
Yeah.
And Dylan Mulvaney came out afterwards and blamed Bud Light for not sticking up for him, her, Z. Well, here's the clip.
I was waiting for the brand to reach out to me, but they never did. And for months now, I've been scared to leave my house. I have been ridiculed in public. I've been followed. And I have felt a loneliness that I wouldn't wish on anyone.
Okay.
That's fair. Yeah.
I mean, I would wish it on some people.
Yeah.
I think we hit the target.
So all of this happened, right? Consumers, they got mad, of course. They boycotted Bud Light. The market ended up dumping Bud Light. Yeah. A lot of places stopped carrying Bud Light. Mulvaney threw them under the bus. But there's another player here that's not getting the credit it deserves. They also tried to throw Dylan Mulvaney under the bus and say, no, we didn't pay this person. It's not what you think it
right. It
was.
Just a gift.
Not true. We can prove it. Time for another Mug Club Undercover. Okay, so here's the fun part. Let's go to the claim. The claim that they made, Anheuser-Busch CEO Brendan Whitworth. Mm-hmm. Whitworth was his name.
Whitworth.
He said the whole thing was actually like, it wasn't a business relationship. It was just a private gift to Mulvaney. That was their damage control.
What was your intention? What were you all trying to do here? And you've done this before, these promotional campaigns.
Yeah, it was, just to be clear, it was a gift, and it was one can. But for us, you know, as we look to kind of the future and we look to moving forward, we have to understand the impact that it's had. And like I said, you know, that impact has taken place.
Okay. Then they tried to blame conservatives, right, for pouncing, going, oh, you dumb conservatives, you don't understand, this isn't even a Bud Light campaign, it was just a can, right, that was sent. Well, you're mad that they sent one commemorative can, this person doesn't work with Bud Light. That's not true. That's not true. They even made another claim where they said they said that actually this was another person said, just to prove they doubled down, said Mulvaney maybe once they got caught said maybe it was paid like 4 figures or something like that. Yeah, maybe paid like a few bucks. Okay.
Trouble.
Here's the truth. Dylan Mulvaney was paid a lot, and this is an exclusive that was sent to us and we verified. You can bring this up. This is a document obtained by Mug Club Undercover, shows that the figure is much higher.
Wow.
Dylan Mulvaney was paid. There was one deposit there of $185,000 paid by Bud Light. $185,000. Yes, another man being paid more than WNBA star players. I know you're thinking, but
that's true.
And here's the issue. If it would have been successful working in this industry, you don't pay $185,000 to an influencer if you don't plan to continue some kind of a campaign.
Right.
They were testing the waters. This would have become a national campaign if they thought it was going to work. That's a lot. Guarantee you there was more planned. They didn't plan for the backlash, so then they tried to say, no, we actually didn't pay this person, put some distance between them and Dylan Mulvaney, and then you get memory, right? The conservatives, they try and memory hole all this for you. You idiots. It was just someone who had a can that they basically created at Michael's with some googly eyes. Nope. This came straight from the top, $185,000, and they were planning to use this person as a spokesperson. Why? Well, let's be honest, to desensitize you to what you think might be degeneracy. They may need to hit the YouTube dump button on that. I don't care. They want you to normalize all of this. Have you seen Dylan Mulvaney speak? Dylan Mulvaney is, at the very least, a narcissist. At the very least, someone who would be a horrible spokesperson. And by the way, when you watch that video, you know what else you're enabling? What we don't talk about? Anorexia.
Yeah.
A biological male does not look that way without anorexia. That is incredibly unhealthy. If you were to go in as just a normal man, and they go, how tall are you? I don't know how tall Dylan Mulvaney is. I'm 5'9". Okay, how much do you weigh? 40?
140? No.
40.
He's not drinking Bud Heavy, that's for sure.
Kilograms? Yeah, Budweiser heavy. Get that broad dude some Guinness. And this comes from a bigger company at play, Captivate. Right, and this is a company, Captive number 8. And what they claim to be is an end-to-end influencer marketing company. Sort of like putting money through the Cayman Islands, like you put them through a shell company, right? Bud Light says, hey, you know what? Do you have any good influencers? We want someone who checks these boxes right now. Maybe we have Pride Month coming up. So Captivate also says, we provide the tools and services to help you run high-performing influencer marketing campaigns. They facilitate connections of influencers and companies. And I can tell you this, Budweiser, Anheuser-Busch, these are big companies. So this is Captivate has the line of communication to these huge companies. And they have the line of communication to YouTube. Remember when we said YouTube says advertisers don't want to advertise on your channel? I'm going, wait a second. There's no one who wants to reach millions of people aged 18 to 30 years old who watch for 30 minutes? No. It's because companies like Captivate and other advertisers, what happens is they coalesce. They decide that they're going to control the market, and a few companies determine what it is that you get to see, and when it blows up in their face, they want you to feel like the fool.
Right, and this is a very shady company that unfortunately is practicing, and we'll get into the details, but they're doing business like a lot of these companies. Something like this happens, all of a sudden they run away, and they're paid, and everybody else is screwed. And again, Bud Light loses out massively, but they're trying to deflect. That was our problem. They're trying to deflect and say, oh, no, it's just this marketing company. That we pay them a fee, but we don't know where it goes. Like, of course, that was just them doing it. It was a gift. Like, everything that they could possibly try and say to make this less than what it was.
And by the way, and here's the thing, it's not even a profit motive, to be clear. People just go, oh, it's just no, it's not a profit motive. It's an ideological one. They want to try and edge you along. It's like, push, you know what? Let's do the Mulvaney. Let's push a little bit. Disney, let's put a gay kiss in whatever it is, Lightyear. Oh, you know what? Let's make a gay, let's make 10% of characters trans. Let's make sure that, even though it doesn't work, eventually they get their way in conditioning you to a social agenda. They lose money when they do this initially, just to be clear. But they also want to ensure that people like us are demonetized. Yeah, they want to ensure that people like you can't actually see sponsorships from companies that you would actually support. That's what's important here. They're manipulating the market. So Captivate worked with Anheuser-Busch. Now they completely drove their company into the ground.
A little bit.
Which is a part of this business model too. These places are chop shops. They're ideological chop shops. So let me give you a little bit of information here on Captivate. April 1st, right? The Dylan Mulvaney, the Bud Light video dropped. Okay. Captivate started its first round of layoffs later that month.
Hey, that's a win.
And then 6 more rounds followed.
Wow.
Yeah, 6 more rounds of layoffs followed.
And by the way, they did that in 6 rounds because if you're going to lay off, I think it's either 40 or 50% of the company, you have to give people at least 60 days notice. And so to skirt that rule, they just did it in multiple rounds so that they could say, oh, well, we were just laying off 30% of employees, 20%, 10%, not the rule.
Oh, you meant tomorrow? Yeah, well, today it's 20.
Yeah, but
what about tomorrow, though? Tomorrow will be 20. So you're saying it would be 40? No, just today is 20, though.
20.
But 2 days, it's, oh, I could see how you could think it's 40. Is that because it is 40? I could see why you would think that. Is it 40?
But it is.
Yeah. Yeah, it's 40.
40.
So then after that, June 5th, the New York Post revealed that Captivate was responsible for the partnership with Dylan Mulvaney. Okay, so according to the Post, Captivate was in a panic because, backfired. This is from the New York Post. There was a lot of chatter among employees about what blowback the firm might face over the botched campaign. Here's another exclusive, and again, this is you supporting through Mug Club. We don't get any of this if you don't join up. Notice we have very few sponsors, and we don't make any revenue off of YouTube. We are funded by viewers like you, and that's why people feel confident in reaching out to you. We're grateful. Exclusive audio that we have here was obtained from a phone call involving Captivate, June 5th, all hands on deck meeting. And this audio confirms that there was panic by CEO Krishna, I believe it's Krishna Subramanian.
We also have a zero tolerance policy of talking to press, industry contacts, or existing customers about our clients, competitors, or any internal matters, unless it's approved by Krishna, Sunil, as me, or Megan. Also, I guess an area where it gets tricky as well, you might have industry contacts that are wanting to know if we work with certain brands or, if we participated in a campaign. That is highly confidential as well. And we don't want to communicate that to an industry contact or friend and then have them go ahead and tell media about it. And so want to make sure that's clear to everyone. We, as a company, will not be responding to New York Post.
So here's the thing. I understand all of that, right?
Yeah.
Trade secrets, I get it. The issue is that you lied. The issue is that you said, I think maybe Mulvaney, I don't know, might have been like 4 or maybe 5 figures, I don't know. And then you had the CEO of Bud Light saying this was just a one-time can. The issue is that you lied about it. The issue isn't that your relationships are kept private. I understand discretion, certainly as it relates to investigative journalism and even as it relates to transgender beer can campaigns. But the issue that we have is when you lie and the media uses that to then gaslight conservatives. The reason they did that was to try and convince you that your boycotts don't work. All of this is connected. Let's go back here, June 19th. Captivate then flew staff members and influencers out to the Cannes Lions Festival, right, in France. You've heard of Cannes?
Con. It's French. You should know this.
Here's the thing. You know what just happened. I always try and say it the American non-French way.
Yeah.
Like in my mind, I'm like lingerie, and people are like lingerie or whatever. Okay. Do Americans do say it that way?
Say con.
I say cans.
There you go.
But
I'm not a sauvignon.
Great
Sommelier.
big film
I don't know how to say
festivals.
wow.
I'm trash.
So, and this is why this matters too. They were in the red, and they have to keep up appearances. This is when people talk about the elite, right? The eyes wide shut parties. It's not about some just cabal of pedophiles, like a pizza. What you're talking about is people keeping up appearances who hate everything you stand for, and they want to spend money to appear as though they're doing better than you. So they flew people out to this festival. Captivate and the CEO actually bragged about, while they were going through 6 rounds of layoffs, the trip on Instagram.
Most of those people don't work there anymore, so I guess it's fine.
Yeah, exactly. It's an influencer marketing chop shop, right? And by the way, I'm pretty sure that Bud Light, these people, they know about it. There used to happen with YouTube. There was like Collab Collective, these places that then went under where they would say, we're going to be a community. You'll all join forces. And all they did was take a percentage from something that was going to happen anyway. And then eventually what happened, I worked with them. I believe there was a company called Collab. Was it Studio? Someone bring up Studio 71. And then, of course, they said they would protect the channel. I'd be demonetized anyway. And they would say, we can't work with you anymore because you have the wrong opinions. This is all. Do you really think that on that, by the way, an entire jet was privately chartered with the company La Compagnie? I'm saying it now the French way. How would you say it in America?
The company.
That's over $1 million.
Agreed.
It's spelled with, it's not the company.
I'm
There's a
just
G.
kidding. I know.
There's the top G. So $1 million, and nothing wrong with if you are wealthy. I know a guy who's incredibly wealthy. He has 2 planes. Good on him. Every now and then he lets me, what?
Don't tell everyone, Steven. Jeez.
No, yours are
Thank you,
propeller.
Josh. We appreciate your service and your jet.
And by the way, you can't fly me anywhere. No, I'm not doing that. So it's a chop shop. Well, what they do is this is designed to collect some money, to make sure that everyone is okay with agreeing with each other, to make sure they're all on board with an agenda, make sure they gaslight conservatives so you think that you're isolated and you're alone. They were hoping that this would work so that you would feel, and it didn't. So this is a win. But now you have the confirmation. All the references available at louderwithcrowder.com. You have the pay stubs. They lied about that. So you have to ask yourself why. Why would a failing social media influencer company like Captivate, why would they be involved with a good 6-figure check being sent to Dylan Mulvaney on behalf of Bud Light, and why would they lie about it? Why would the CEO lie about it? Because everything they do is dishonest. Could be financially. They probably don't want you to know about their business practices, and they certainly don't want you to know about the agenda, and they certainly don't want you to see them bleed. They don't want you to see them bleed and know that the company is struggling, and they will continue to struggle. Don't forget about it. Keep that pressure on. Don't go, well, it's Christmas now, and my uncle likes Bud Light. Nope. My aunt wants Target. Nope. That's the thing. They only work if you keep working them. So $1 million private chartered plane, and by the way, on that plane, not a single can of Bud Light to be seen. Not even in the cupboard. So here,
Maybe not his kind of music. I get it.
yes,
I understand.
July 5th, another lie here. They fired 13 employees. That was 5% of their staff, part of their round, citing poor performances. And here you have from Daily Mail. We assess the productivity of our employees with regular cadence, and these layoffs were part of the continuous strategy that ensures our continued success. Well, kind of went the other way on that one. We wanted to emphasize that these decisions, which were not made lightly, were driven by a strategic assessment of our team with our business priorities in mind and not by financial challenges.
That's key. Not by financial challenges.
Not by financial challenges. And again, because they don't want you to know the financial challenges because, hey, you conservatives, you don't have the impact that you think you do. Yeah, you do. They want to keep up appearances, love. Here's the truth. From our source who reached out, the managers told, that, and hopefully you guys just have to take our word for this because we've provided you receipts with everything else. We can't do it in this instance for other reasons. Managers told their subordinates that they were just instructed to cut funds and it had nothing to do with performances.
Wow.
And by the way, now these employees, they can't get jobs.
Yeah, because you're fired with cause.
Yeah, well, you're fired with cause from a company that sucks. Yeah. Like, wait, the person who fired you with cause put that crazy face on a can? How bad must you have been? Was that your idea? No. But they fired you. Now you have September 28th, 2023, Captivate fired 30 more employees. Now another 20% of the staff. And shortly after that, they hired, in case the private jet was,
This is worse.
if you thought that was opulent. I don't know when cultural appropriation comes in. They hired a mariachi band to celebrate the chief brand officer, Meredith Rojas. Here's a video from her Instagram. And the first comment on that was Taylor Lorenz. Yes, the person who you can't stand, saying, oh, I love this, OMG. Again, this is all this incestuous relationship of failures. You can follow that person, by the way, Meredith, I believe it's Meredith Valia, or Meredith Valiant Rojas. I don't know. Can we bring it up? Meredith VALIANDROJAS on Instagram. Just to always keep it civil, but that you're proud of Captivate. So let's conclude this here. Bud Light hires a crazy person to run a propaganda ad campaign, right? To just try and normalize this. So yeah, of course, everyone should just see people like Dylan Mulvaney as though that is just like I don't know, Marilyn Monroe or. For crying out loud, I'm trying to think who were their Bud Light spokesperson. I don't know. They also, by the way, they've been screwing up for a while, Bud Light. They had Amy Schumer for a while. So what happened?
Clydesdales.
That was Budweiser Standard.
Yeah, but
Budweiser.
The
they had the Bud Bowl.
Bud Light tanked. Market cap still down 8%. And of course, they've lost about $11 billion. The amount of revenue and sales still hasn't been totaled. Then Bud Light denied that they paid Mulvaney at all. Then Captivate said maybe it might have been, like 4 figures. They lied about that. You now know that $185,000 was paid, which would have been part of a much greater campaign if that campaign had been successful. Deal was facilitated by this influencer marketing firm, Captivate. Captivate tanked, fired their employees. At the same time, they're spending lavishly to keep up appearances. Employees were thrown under the bus, now can't get jobs. Here's the thing. This is how conservatives are created. When it's working class people. And in this case, they're working at a tech company. Yeah, they're working class people who are working hard, have done nothing wrong. And the people at the top who are ideologically motivated are more concerned with pushing an agenda and gaslighting you. The reason that all of this happened, the reason they lied every step of the way, is because they want you to think that you are alone. Don't ever let them make this, don't let this work. The idea that, hey, there's so few of you, you're an extremist. Everyone wants this person on this can. Hey, wait a second. No, it was fine. This person wasn't paid. It was just a small thing. And, Bud Light's doing fine. No, it's not. And it won't if you continue to. Do not allow yourself to become complacent. They want you to think that there are more of them than there are of you. That's why they want to look like they're successful. That's why they have these influencer end-to-end campaigns and bullshit terminology. They want you to think that you're just a rube, when really they are quislings, they are patsies for the higher ups, and they have to do the bidding of people who dangle a few checks, who want to change the way this country, change what this country is, change the very nature of these country. A lot of these big companies, too, you have to understand, they're trying to break into markets in other parts of the world where people want to see America fail. You see it with Hollywood, but you often don't think that that's what's happening with these other companies. And the reason they lied about it is because they wanted you to feel stupid and go, well, I guess I overreacted. No, you did not. You reacted perfectly appropriately, and it worked, and you can continue to do it, and it will continue to work, despite what Bud Light, Dylan Mulvaney, or Captivate tells you. And we really appreciate people who've been reaching out through the undercover tip line.
Watch Louder with Crowder live Monday through Thursday, 10 a.m. Eastern.